When last we left off, the party had started down the road towards Nordgard and had some discussion about how they're planning on moving forward with Tempus promising orcish science. And you guys wake up in the morning to find Miri packing up her things, and she's uncharacteristically quiet.
That feels pretty natural from Yaerene's perspective. Why it makes sense.
So, are you leaving us?
Yes. I thought about everything my mother said the other day, and I just feel lost. I feel confused. So I'm going to head back to the Temple of the Sun and try to find another way to bring Foltus back.
You want to go back there alone?
I will still have the god Tempus watching over me.
But what about the city? They need our help, and there's all the temples there who are going to need help.
As my mother said, the city gave up on her, and I just feel that I need to go back and try to make things right.
We'd like you safe.
It is safe there. We dealt with all of the undead in the temple. It'll be fine.
We dealt with those ones.
There could be more, and in there, are you going to try to go back to the catacombs? We buried those.
I just want to start repairing the temple and bring it back to its old glory for Jondalar and my mother.
And you don't want us to make sure you get there safe. You just want to go off by yourself.
You can go on to Nordgard and help the people there if they need it. But I feel that this is the right path for me.
If that is the case, would you please leave the Dawnstar with us?
She unpacks the Dawnstar and hands it to you.
Fare thee well, Miri.
Farewell. And she turns and heads back down the road.
I hope she'll be okay.
She's troubled, but determined. We can check in on her when the rest of this is dealt with.
Well, if nothing else, my arm won't be bruised as often.
Maybe she'll find some more answers.
Well, after going through what she did with her mother, I guess I can understand, because that'd be sore troubling and a hell of a weight on you. Oh well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Off we go.
So what are you guys planning on doing this morning?
Breaking camp and loading up the cart. Does anybody have anything that they're looking to do or discuss prior to leaving?
Is there anything left I need to identify? I think I took care of everything that was still open while we were doing the traveling.
I think we got it all. Tempus, since I have the other star, should I carry the Dawn Star as well?
Nope, because it's time to do some science.
With the stars?
With the stars.
I'd rather you didn't.
Are you really sure this is the best time?
We're about to walk into a great and terrible siege.
Well, it's better than finding out on the spot. I'll give you that. Maybe we need to walk off a bit from the cart just to make sure it doesn't take any nasty effects if something happens wrong.
Well, first of all, what are you planning on doing?
Previously, I was able to carry the Dawn Star with no problem. So I'm going to crack that sucker open and see if I can still hold on to it. The only people that we know of it harming were Yaereene and Katiara, so I'll do it a fair distance from them, and then we'll see if it can affect you. Does that seem fair to start?
Affect me?
Yes, you were able to enter the cavern without being hurt by it.
Yes, but it still stung.
But it wasn't actively harming you the way that it was Yaereene and Katiara. If we can carry this into the middle of a horde of undead and watch them drop.
I'm not carrying it into the middle of a horde.
Well, what if we start on the outskirts and work our way in?
You're a perfect beacon for arrows.
But I've got this fancy new cloak which will keep me safe.
Only...
Will it? Will it?
So much. It didn't keep the last wearer perfectly safe.
Well, that's because he went up against me.
Now, do you think you're making a few assumptions?
Okay, look. At the very least, we should make sure that this thing isn't going to be like carrying a dangerous beacon into the middle of a city, right?
I think we should know if one of us is still able to carry it.
Hi.
Fine.
Look, I'll promise to you now, I'm not going to run into the middle of the undead horde with it without your permission, or unless I think it'll be really, really cool.
I could do without that latter part. It's absolutely last-ditch effort. I'd rather you didn't at all. So I'd prefer permission.
Well, we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna go walk 65 feet off from the group, Ryan, and with the package.
Okay.
Peeling back a little bit of the fabric that's wrapped around it. Not the entire thing, just a little bit. Does it start emitting light? Do I feel tingly? What happens?
As soon as any of it is exposed, light bursts forth from it in a 60-foot radius in all directions. And you do feel a little bit strange, like disoriented, but it's not actively harming you.
Well, disoriented is pretty much how I live half my life, so that's cool. Ysmyr, step into the light.
Not my favorite choice of words there. But she'll step up close enough and stick a hand in it first.
Before you do that, Tempus, could you please make a charisma saving throw?
Oh no.
This is going to be interesting.
Yes, it is.
Tell me you at least have a plus.
Oh no. Oh no.
So, Tempus, you peel back the fabric, and just as you say, Ysmyr, you feel the big guy fight for dominance and push you aside. And everyone else, you begin to see this pulsating red light come out of Tempus's eyes and start blasting into the day star in his hand.
Bloody hell, Tempus, what is on with you?
He appears to be a little bit too busy to speak right now.
Can I run up and smack it out of his hand?
Yes, you can attempt that.
I'm going to run up behind him.
Okay, he is 65 feet away.
With my Longstrider lute playing, I should be able to make that and still have an action. Am I right?
Ysmyr's going to yell at you, Katir, and remind you that it hurts you.
So there's Tempus standing off in the middle of this sphere of light. And he is blasting some sort of magic into the Daystar.
Yeah, could I dash in and try and knock it away?
Dashing will take your action for a turn.
Actually, hang on. My Longstrider lute, if I do a performance roll over 15, I can affect 2 people within 30 feet of me.
Correct.
So I am going to performance the bejeebers out of it. Okay, so I got 20.
Okay. So who are the 2 people you're speeding up?
I am going to speed up myself and Ysmyr.
How much speed boost does the Longstrider Luke give?
10 more feet.
Okay. So Ysmyr can move 40 without a dash action then.
Right.
Yeah, I won't quite make it. It's 120-foot diameter.
Okay, so you were just on the verge of it.
Okay. So Ysmyr, what are you going to do?
I'm going to start running up, I guess.
Okay.
Since I can't really do anything from here, and I'm not going to blast him, I'll just use my dash to get right up there.
Okay. So as you enter the light, you do notice that you're feeling disoriented as well. So it's not a particularly great feeling being in there with Tempus.
I remember this. She will, now, once she's closer, she will yell and just be like, "What are you doing? Stop."
Yeah, Ysmyr talks to Tempus, and he is in no condition to respond.
Okay, I can't really do much more right now, so I guess that's my turn.
Yaereene, what are you up to?
I am going to move closer, just on the edge of the light. And I am not sure what else I'm going to do at the moment. So you can probably pass me for this turn.
Tempus, if you would like to contest the fact that the god inside you is trying to destroy the Daystar, you can give me a charisma save.
I would very much like to. Do I have a chance to convince him via internal dialogue that this is necessary good, or do you want me to just give you the charisma roll to try and overcome his possession?
You can try either.
Okay, let's start with a laughable persuasion by saying, like, come on, man. We're using the weapons of the enemy against them. Take a chill pill.
Okay.
Hey, that's not the worst roll in the world.
It's not, but it's not good enough. The death beams from the eyes continue to blast away at this Daystar.
Well, that's my turn.
Oh boy. All right. Now, Bardic Inspiration is good for 60 feet, right? And if I throw a Bardic Inspiration on Tempus, meaning to get the Tempus I know instead of the God Tempus, who does it hit right now? Would it hit the God Tempus or would it hit Tempus, the orc?
That's a really good question. Do you want to give me a religion check?
Sure. Ah, damn it, I rolled it with disadvantage, but they were both the same number, so 9.
You're really not sure who would be affected by it, if it's the person in control or if you could get it to the Tempest you know and love.
Okay, and Bardic Inspiration is 60 feet currently, so I have to go inside it to try and do it, which means I'm going to take pain and have to do a neuralgia check, right?
Yes.
In for a penny, in for a pound. Okay. Now I did play my long strider loot while we were out of initiative, so I still got the movement. So that's 10 I've moved. 30, 40 feet. And as soon as I move in, I got to do my neuralgia check, right?
As soon as you move in, you're going to take 6 points of radiant damage. And then when you want to take an action, you'll do the neuralgia check.
Katira, what are you doing?
All right, so I've taken my damage. And I try and throw a Bardic Inspiration on Ysmyr. And I will do my con check now.
That's just a bonus action, so you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so I use one of my Bardic Inspirations. Okay, I'm going to try a persuasion check on him.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I try and shout at him to get to stop trying to destroy it. We need it to defeat the bad guys, and I mumble because of the pain.
Okay. Yeah. Tempest appears not to be persuaded. Ysmyr, you are standing beside Tempest and seeing eye beams blasting into the Daystar.
With the hilt of her dagger, she's just going to try and smack Tempus's hand, wrist area just to try and make him drop it. She doesn't want to stab him, so using the hilt for an extra punch.
Make a charisma saving throw. Can you make a full attack roll, please? You move to hit his hand and wrist area in a non-lethal sort of way, and the dagger feels like it takes on a life of its own and twists at the last second, jabbing it right into Tempus's wrist and holding there. Can you roll damage, please?
Oh, goodness.
Oh, you.
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
Tempus, you take 5 points of damage. And Ysmyr, because of your failed charisma save, you are not feeling like removing the dagger from Tempus at this moment.
Gotcha.
Anything else on your turn?
Unless I can make another save, I guess not.
Nope. Yaereene, the scene before you becomes more and more troubling, as not only are there eye beams shooting into the Daystar, but Ysmyr has now lodged her dagger into Tempus's wrist.
Oh, goodness. She is going to try persuasion.
With who?
Can I just shout to both of them? Because she's not one for lots of words.
Sure.
Ysmyr, Tempus, please stop! And that's taken a lot out of her.
That's 4 out of your 20 words for this session.
I know.
I didn't realize we were counting.
We do for Yaereene.
Only Yaereene.
Noted. I'll keep track.
And it went about as well as anticipated.
Yep. Yaereene, you call out to them, and neither of them appears to take any notice of the words that come out of your mouth at all. Is there anything else you're going to do?
Yeah. She's just going to run straight into the damaging light.
Bad science, guys. Bad science.
As you run in, you take 2 points of radiant damage.
Welcome to the game, Rhodes.
This is awesome.
Okay. I am done.
Tempus, unfortunately, you're going to have to make 2 saving throws now.
Both of them charisma?
What does your sword demand when someone attacks you?
Oh, go to hell. Yeah, yeah,
That's a DC 15 wisdom save.
that's a wisdom save.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. Did Katiara stick the bardic inspiration on me?
No, I think he did it to Ysmyr.
That's on me.
Ah, crap. Sorry, Ysmyr.
You hit first.
Okay, that's a failed wisdom save. However, your charisma save is good enough that you managed to take control of yourself and stop the eye beams for a moment, but the sword is now demanding that you strike Ysmyr.
Well, that's reasonable. She stuck me, so,
Ow.
Yep, that's 11 points of damage for you, Ysmyr.
Ouchies.
do I have enough wherewithal at this point to, close the wrap back over the little corner of the star that I had opened up?
Yes.
Okay, wrapping the star back up.
Okay. That's probably everything for your turn, eh?
Indeed.
Katiara.
So the light has gone out.
Yes.
The I-beams are gone, right?
Yes, the eye beams have turned off.
All right. I still have my 40 feet. I moved the 40 feet, and he's wearing a cloak now, right?
Yes, and you do see two of him.
Oh boy. Okay. I try and grab the back of both cloaks in my two different hands, and if I see any lights going on, I'm going to throw the cloak over the head to try and
Okay.
break the eye contact with the star.
Okay. You can give me an unarmed attack roll at disadvantage.
Oh no, this is at hold right now because there's no eye beams.
Oh, okay. So if
it
the
starts
eye beams
happening
are...
again,
Okay. Okay, Ysmyr.
Can I make a save to get control of myself again?
Yes.
I'd like to
Charisma
use
saving throw.
my inspiration on this too.
Good call.
oh sweet.
Oh, wow.
Glad I did. And with that, I would like to pull the knife away.
Okay. Yeah, you pull the knife out of Tempus.
Tempus, you aggro, right? When that stuff like that happens?
Either you drop to 0 or I do. It's on.
Great.
Fight.
You started it. Better finish it.
Yeah. She's going to let the dagger fall to the ground and pull out her and just... Does she have to get space before she can Eldritch Blast?
Yes, you can't do that in close quarters combat. Not without disadvantage, anyway.
Okay.
You could always take the disengage action.
Yeah, I'll do that. So I'm going to do that. And for now, since I know you can't stop, I'm just going to bonus action. You know what? I'm just going to move out of the way.
Has it ever been clearly explained to the rest of the group that you can't stop till somebody drops?
I don't
No.
think in
Nope.
those kind of terms, no.
I don't think Yaerene's familiar with that. Nope.
Like, Ysmyr's spirit, or her patron or whatever, warned her about what the sword is, but I don't think she ever explicitly said to the rest of the party what the sword actually does, other than changes my outlook. So, I don't think that it's reasonable for any of us, even myself, to know what I'm about to do.
She's just seen you aggro on other people who have hit you. That's the logic here right now, is I'm just backing away because I'm appalled at what I did, and you just hit me, so you're probably might try again.
Yaereene is standing between the two of them and, in essence, blocking but making no aggressive moves.
Okay.
But to get to Ysmyr, he will have to go through me.
Okay. So if he tries to go around you, are you going to use an attack of opportunity against him?
I'm going to use my body to get in the way. But not attacking, not anything. But I will be distinctly in the way.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about how that would affect things rules-wise. Like,
Well,
what kind of an opposed role would that be to get in his way to stop him from taking movement?
well, if
Ah.
nothing else, wouldn't she give Ysmyr advantage due to having a ally within 5 feet because he's not anymore?
I don't know if you want to use some variant on the grappling ideas either, Ryan.
I was going to say an athletics check to grapple me, because that would set my movement to 0, would be sort of in the rules kind of way of doing it.
But she
Yeah, I
doesn't
think so.
technically want to grapple you. She just wants to
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it might be an opposed your acrobatics versus Tempus's athletics as he tries
Sounds
to
good.
cast you, and you just kind of trying to keep in front of him. Okay. Tempus, can you make a will save, please? Or do you get another one against the sword, or is it just the once?
I think it's only once, man. I've
Yeah.
posted to Forge, and it only when you have to succeed, or it's one or the other.
Yep, it's not saying roll again at the start of each turn or anything. So, yeah, you're going to try to get to Ysmyr and kill her.
So Tempest looks up at looks at his arm and looks at Ysmyr, and like where the first blow was kind of like a casual backswing, he just looks up at Ysmyr and says, "Ysmyr, you stabbed me. Burn for it." And my sword is going to ignite as I expend a rage, and then I'm going to sidestep Yaereene. If you take a look at how the ruler is in Forge, if I take just one step to the left, I've got 35 feet, and with my 40-foot movement, that works.
Yep, but my action was reacting to keep you from getting to her, and I will move to be in the way.
So, Tempus, you can give me an athletics check, and Yaereene, you can give me an acrobatics check.
Oh, well, that's not so good.
Oh
Right.
no!
Yaereene, he just pushes right past you and runs at Ysmyr with his greatsword flaming.
Now, I have hold of his cloak. What are the odds that I can hold it long enough to yank, so it yanks him off his ass?
You basically just yank him.
Yeah,
Um,
basically, I'm going to choke him with the damn thing.
Well,
Because
give me an
I'm
opposed athletics check to hold on to him.
All right,
Please let me drag him through the snow. Please, 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 please.
13.
Yep. So Tempest and Tiara go for a run.
Does that slow him down so he can't make it?
Tiara eating a lot of snow. No. His
Damn.
athletic check was double yours. He's not slowed at all.
Did he? I didn't see his. Oh, okay. So I was rolling against his already established roll. Gotcha.
Yeah. All right, Tempest, take your swing.
So now that it's also in combat, I am so sorry. I'm going to make this reckless.
You sound real sorry.
It's a crappy roll.
Just hits.
Oh, oh yeah, that's a swear word. First one.
This is amazing.
And don't forget the bonus fire damage. All right, Ysmyr, you take 17 points of damage.
Oh crap, second attack.
Well, you're gonna down her probably.
Yep, that'll bring you down to 0, right?
Yep.
Okay, so as Ysmyr goes down to 0 health, Tempest, you snap out of it and find yourself holding your flaming greatsword over your dear war leader.
And I raise the sword up high and say, "Long live the king." So Tempest is going to throw the sword into the snow where it's going to sizzle to a stop, and he is going to get down on his hands and knees and crawl over to Ysmyr saying, "No, no, what have I done? No! Tiara, fix her, please."
You daft bastard. What the hell is wrong with you? Of course I'm going to fix it as soon as I can. Okay, so I'm casting Cure Wounds at 3rd level.
Okay.
Okay, so 14 points of health.
Well, I'm awake now.
Doobie, what the hell was that about?
Tempest has crawled away and is currently sitting in the snow with his knees wrapped to his chest, and he's rocking back and forth and hyperventilating.
Oh, shit.
Yaereene just kept staring back and forth between all of them, not saying anything.
I just go over to Tempest and I'm touching him on his shoulders and I say,
"No,
what made that happen?
stay away from me. I can't be trusted."
No, I'm not staying away, you great big ninny. Now, explain to me, what the devil was that? That isn't you. What the hell is going on?
Ysmyr stabbed me and I had to do it.
You had to?
Ysmyr's gonna be lying on the ground for a minute. Then she's gonna get up, go to the dagger, and basically throw it and just yell, "Curse you!" She's throwing it at a tree or something.
Okay.
What the hell are we in the midst of right now? Nobody's acting like they should. I am just freaking bewildered. First Miri hairs off, then you become a bleeding destructive beam into the bloody Daystar, which you know we need. Then you go up to try and deal with him. I give you freaking bardic inspiration, and you use it to stab him instead of slap the thing out of his hand. What the hell?
I didn't use anything you gave me.
Well, maybe you should have.
What do you mean?
I told you my patron was in that dagger, didn't I?
He's in there all the time?
Yes. And he decided to make himself known today.
Do you have someone in your sword too, Tempus?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. Stay away. Stay away from me.
Do I need to use shatter on both of these damn things?
I doubt it'll do anything.
I'm willing to give it a go because this is not a good situation for us to find ourselves in. Now, I move my hands off of him and I hug him around the shoulders. And I'm like, Tempus, that wasn't you. Don't beat yourself up over it. But we need to figure out how to deal with it. We need to talk about this and figure out what we need to do. Because that isn't you. It's something else.
He is shaking like a whipped dog and is just trying to push you off of him as weakly as, just weakly, and just, no, stay away, K-Tiara. I'm not safe.
If K-Tiara is handling Tempus, Yaereene will go follow Ysmyr.
You're my good friend no matter what. So, you'll listen to me and we'll talk and we'll try and figure out a way to deal with this, okay?
He is actually crying tears right now.
And I'm doing my best not to look around because I don't want to shame him that way.
Ysmyr's gonna stand there clearly, silently fuming for a few minutes before glancing to Yaereene. Don't touch the dagger. Then she's going to go to Tempus and just set a hand on his shoulder, and she's going to be like, that wasn't your fault. You're a warrior. Buck up and we'll figure this out.
Yaereene will guard the dagger without touching it.
Aye, Tempus, come on, stand with us.
No.
Listen to the war leader.
No.
It's your war leader. You need to listen, boyo.
I can't be trusted.
I think you need to let us decide that too. I don't think you can make a good decision right now on that. I get you feel bad, but that wasn't you. You wouldn't do that.
Kiara, I'm going to talk to Tempus for a bit.
I tried. I'm sorry. Kind of despondently walk over and I start kicking. It's winter, right?
Yes.
I start kicking snow over the frickin' dagger. And then I'm like,
Don't touch it.
I'm not going to touch it. Turn around, please.
What?
Turn around.
Okay.
And then I undo my fly and I piss on the snow in the dagger.
Okay.
You know she might want to use that yet.
You know that's going to end up back, on her belt.
Right now, I am in a state of emotional rage, and that's the only way that I can let some of it out.
Well, Ysmyr's totally unaware of that. So she's going to stand by Tempus for a minute. And, all right. So, how do you plan on dealing with this? How's your wrist?
War leader, I can't be trusted. I raised my hand to you. I betrayed the warband.
I also told you to be careful with that sword, right? I know that wasn't you hitting me. Not purposely, anyway.
But I wasn't even in my battle rage. You stabbed me, and it was all I could do, and I don't know. I can't fight without the sword. It's the only weapon I can use.
Then we're not going to do any more stupid experiments until you're in the middle of a battlefield with enemies, aren't we?
The god within, I don't know why he did that.
Remember the temple and the tablets to Dowreth?
But that made perfect sense. Those were artifacts of the enemy, and this is a weapon we could steal and use for our own.
They're also artifacts of the enemy.
I think I understand a lot more what happened to Miri's mother. Divinity's a hell of a drug.
They're also absolute jackasses.
I would like to give the star to you now, please.
All right. Thank you.
I'm busy kicking snow over the dagger again.
Yaereene is still turned around because K-Tiara hasn't said she can turn back around.
I'm done.
Now, Tempus, I think you're a little more aware of the many things you're dealing with right now, right?
I don't know what to do. Ysmyr, I'm too dangerous to be trusted.
What we're going to do is get back to the bloody city and hopefully get some of this dealt with before we have to fight the undead swarming it. Hopefully. But until then, we're all just going to have to deal. All right?
But
You'll be fine. I'll just try not to smack you again.
Tempus is going to flinch, but yeah, if that's what you have to say, he'll just sort of despondently get up and walk back to the cart, keeping his eyes on the ground, not looking at anyone.
As he starts walking, I intercept him, hand him a greater potion of healing, and I give a potion of healing superior to Ysmyr. Drink up. We don't have time to waste.
I could heal.
Are those potions you had? Because I don't have them in the list.
Yeah, I've got them on my character.
I could heal.
I think we need to save our spells for the joy of battle, because I don't know if we can get through into the city without going through at least a battle. And it's just the four of us, eh?
But should we save the potions in case we can?
No, because you never know if they break, if you can get at them. I'd rather have the ability to heal somebody through a spell from a distance and take care of this bit of nastiness with the potions. Now, I'll defer to the war leader if she thinks I'm talking out of me butt, but I think that'd be the wiser course.
We have them. We need to get moving. We can take them on the way if we need to.
So you're just going to hold on to them?
Yeah, I'll just hold on to it.
Okay, so I'll take them off my inventory.
So what are you guys going to do now?
Well, after I cool off for a minute or two, I'm going to go pick up the dagger. But before I do, I'm going to cast Prestidigitation on it.
That's wise.
And then I'll pick it up.
I did kick snow all over it, so it cleaned it up, but
I doubt it.
Stop trying to give her the yuck hands. We'll break camp, saddle up the mule, and start back towards the city, but Tempus is keeping his eyes down and is not looking at anybody, not talking to anybody. I'm also going to take a short rest in the back of the cart for at least a little bit of the journey.
Probably will have to do that too.
Do you want Yaereene to scout ahead?
Please.
As she goes by, she'll just pat Tempus' shoulder and then go scout a bit ahead of the party.
now, if I recall right, how many people can be in the cart at the same time?
1.
We have a full day's travel ahead of us, right?
Yeah, about a full day.
All right, while that's happening, I'm playing a song that I recall about the tragedy of a person in possession of a cursed sword.
Okay.
Every little once in a while, Ryan, I will stop to see if I can sense humans. So probably every 15 minutes or so, I'll take a minute to see if I can sense humans.
Okay.
I got 21 on my performance roll on the song. I'm trying to do that to try and make both of them think about the fact that it's not them. They're not at fault, especially Tempus.
Can I do some short rest rolling too?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I'll be all right with that.
The group begins their travels east down the road. And after an hour, you guys are coming to the end of the hilly terrain. Can I get perception checks, please? Or you can use passive perception if you prefer.
My passive is 16.
Well, my passive is 11, so I don't know if that'll factor better than the roll.
I rolled, but mine's coming slowly. It will get there.
I see yours came up as a 19.
Thank you. It's taken a while for me to get from one to the other. I'm rolling from D&D Beyond.
No problem. Tempus, are you going to use your passive or roll?
My head is down. I'm not paying attention to anything around me.
Sounds good. So Yaereene, you're out ahead of the group. You don't see anything. Ysmyr, yeah, you're busy, lost in thought. But Katiara, while you're strumming away on your songs, you coming up to the top of the last hill, you think you see something behind you. It's almost a smudge on the horizon behind the group, and it appears to be moving.
I turn to Ysmyr and I point it out and I say, What do you make of that? It's like it appears to be following us, but I can't make out any details.
Behind us?
Like, how far behind is it? Is it like hundreds of feet, tens of feet?
It's probably a good couple of hours behind you.
Okay, cool.
And sorry, now that he's pointed it out, what does it look like?
It's a smudge on the horizon. It's not just on the roadway, but spread out over the hilly terrain as well. It's a wide swath.
Oh, that can't be good. I think we need to hurry up.
Do we push on without rest? Or do we try and find the spot and I throw tiny hut?
I think we need to push on without rest. Well, if my suspicions are right, we have some trouble coming from that direction. And I don't know if the city can handle it.
You may need to drink those potions sooner than you thought.
I'm fine. The rest did me good.
All right, then. I use my long strider loot to give me a burst of speed to catch up with Yaereene and let her know about the smudge coming at us, like around 2 hours behind us.
Oh, goodness.
Ryan, since it's pointed out, can I make any more sense of the smudge? I have a guess of what it is, but if I can be more sure. Not, it's fine. I just figured I'd ask.
Yeah, the detail is really difficult to make out at this distance. You can give me another perception check to see how well you can get a look at it. Yeah, it's just it looks right now as an indistinct dark smudge on the snowy fields behind you.
All right.
Ryan, I'm kind of curious. Do I see this as a smudge on the ground, or do I actually see it going up in the air above the trail?
It's just on the ground. There's nothing flying.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Does it look like lots of things coming, like an army?
If you want to give me a perception check, looking back, you can.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it looks like.
Okay, I convey that.
That's what I was worried about.
Well, it looks like our work in the temple wasn't so good, and I fear for Miri.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know what we either worry about Miri or we worry about the city, and the city can't take anything from the west. Last we heard.
Nope. We need to worry about ourselves so that we can help the city.
So let's get to the city.
Aye.
Okay.
Tempus, you all right to push on?
Yes, War Leader.
Yaereene, you do note, looking back, that you pick up something flying low and towards you at great speed.
We might have company from a flying thing. Can I give an estimate? Like 5 minutes, half an hour sort of thing?
5 minutes would be close.
Soon! Very, very soon! Scary thing, coming fast!
Find some cover.
Yaereene finds some tree cover and tries to hide.
Okay. Anybody who's hiding can give me stealth rolls.
We'll have to make sure the cart's hidden too.
Okay. Someone can give me a survival check to hide the cart.
I'll do that. Will anybody help me?
I'll help.
Is Tempus hiding too, or no?
He's kind of standing there in the middle of the path with a really, really hangdog expression on his face, just watching you all rush about and turning back to the shape that's in the sky, just looking at it.
Tempus, please come hide.
Tempus, it's best if we try and deceive the bloody thing. If it doesn't work, then you can do your dramatics.
He'll, in a very desultory fashion, just kind of crawl into a snowbank.
Tempus.
And we're a frickin' pair together, the two of us.
And I guess we're going to take the time to hide and just wait and see what this thing is. It'll probably confirm a few things.
And I asked before it gets here, are we wanting to engage it to keep it from getting to the city, or are we wanting to hide?
We're gonna hide this time. I'd rather know what's coming. If it looks like something we need to cut off, we can, I guess, shoot it in the back.
Okay, how close is everybody to me? Is everybody within 10 feet?
Probably not, because we're all harder to hide if we're in a really close clump.
All right, good to know. Thank you.
You continue to hide, looking behind you at this this figure flying towards you. At first, it's difficult to make sense of, but as it closes in, You can see that it is a white-winged horse with a figure riding it. And give me perception checks.
No, too sad.
Okay.
Got a 15.
No perception. Too sad.
Keitiara and Yaereene, you can both hear as the Pegasus approaches, it is whinnying, and you can see that it is twisting and turning in the air as the figure riding it appears to be attacking it.
What is riding it?
It appears to be an elf.
Is it attacking his Pegasus?
It looks like.
How far overhead are they?
Not far. They're flying fairly close to the ground, actually.
Yaereene will step out of her cover.
When you step out of your cover, you hear a voice in your head. In Elvish, it says, "Help, please!"
Come here and I'll help. Can I tell who said it?
You get the sense that it was the Pegasus speaking to you.
Okay. She likes Pegasuses.
Yaereene?
Why do I get the feeling it should be David looking at the horse?
Does the elf look normal?
Give me a perception check. Yep, looks normal. It's just like attacking the back of the Pegasus with his hands.
Come to me. I'll help.
It does fly closer towards you. How are you planning on helping?
Tackle the thing off its back.
Okay. The hooves of the Pegasus clatter to the ground, and you tackle the rider, which moans
Shoot.
and attacks you.
That's when I'm running out of hiding.
As is Temp.
I'm going to throw you guys in initiative.
Initiative.
I wondered if that might be the case.
All right, Keitiara, you watch as Yaereene tackles a zombie off the back of the Pegasus.
All right. And does it resemble an eldritch zombie that we saw last session?
You haven't noticed a difference between the Eldritch zombies and regular zombies physically.
All right. That's within 60 feet of me, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to throw a vicious mockery at it, which is a wisdom 15 save.
It fails.
All right. And it's like, you foul beast from hell. You will rue the day that you attacked my friends. And I just do a lousy 3.
Oh, okay. Does that have any other effects? I think it gives it disadvantage on its...
Yes, it has disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
Perfect. Anything else on your turn?
I throw a bardic inspiration on Yaereene, since she's
Okay.
actually close combat with it.
All right, Ysmyr, what you going to do?
I'm going to move to a better angle, and I will take 2 Eldritch Splash shots at it.
Okay,
Nice.
that's 2 hits.
Okay, so that's 16 damage. I'm going to call that good for now.
Yaereene, you have tackled a zombie off a Pegasus.
That's new.
Uh-huh.
I will cast Hunter's Mark on it
Okay.
as a bonus action. And what does is there a defend action?
You can take a dodge action, so it gets disadvantage when it attacks you, but it already has that because of Keitiara's Vicious Mockery.
Gotcha. So I am just going to attack it with, unfortunately, my short sword.
Okay.
Oh, that should still hit it.
Yeah, that hits it. And it fails its con save and dies.
Okay, I did not necessarily need that Hunter's Mark on it.
Never hurts. Extra damage.
Have you been injured?
Even as you turn to ask, you can see blood trailing from its back and the back of its neck. There's blood matted in its mane.
Okay, are we still in initiative order?
No, I have canceled combat.
I'll cast Cure Wounds on it.
Check for infection, Yaereene.
Okay, there's 4 healing.
You see the some of the wounds start to close up on it, and it bows its head to you appreciatively.
Will anybody help me check for infection?
Yeah, I'll try a medical. Because that's what I need for the infection, or is that religion?
It's a medicine check.
I'll help you then.
And while they're doing that, I'd like to check the zombie.
I got an 18.
You do see that it has infected wounds.
Oh boy. And that takes more than a lesser restoration, right?
No, it takes a lesser restoration to fix.
I've got Revivify, so if it drops dead, we're good, but I don't have lesser. Can you communicate with this beast? Because it looks like you're talking to it.
Well, I think you can hear all of us. You seem to be infected, and none of us have the appropriate magic to fix you. Do you know how to heal yourself? Because I don't know. You seem special. I don't know if you know how to heal yourself.
No, I have no healing magics of my own.
Now, I realize I may be talking crazy right now, but why don't Ysmyr get on the beast and the two of them fly into the city and warn about the horde from the west? And while she's in the city, hopefully she can find a temple that's actually functional and a priest, a cleric, whatever, that can help this poor beastie.
Would you be willing to take someone?
Yes, I owe you my life.
And Ysmyr, the reason I would think it should be you going is you're the only one of us that has official credentials with the city, and they might actually listen to you. Like if it's just me or Yaereene or Tempus, Tempus they just throw in the bloody clink. Me, they'd probably do the same. Yaereene, they might slap her on the wrist and send her to her parents' house, and we don't want to go there. So you're the only clear candidate in my eyes.
Yaereene looks terrified at the thought that you might make her talk to other people.
I pat her on the shoulder.
Okay, give me a minute. I found a scroll tube. I'm going to open it and see what's inside. And then while I'm doing that, I'll also glance at the Pegasus. Tell the others what happened, because clearly something happened.
What?
And I'm going to open and read the scroll tube I found. I was inspecting the body while you guys were talking, so.
So does the Pegasus tell us any of her story?
Yeah, while Ysmyr is reading, the Pegasus says that her and her rider had flown up from the southern Gorgodian jungle from a small town called Sisora with notes to deliver to the city of Nordgard, and they had a couple of extra notes as well to deliver to any other outlying cities or towns in the north. And they had just flown towards a town called Redton and discovered that there's a horde of undead coming towards Nordgard. The rider was attacked and infected and recently turned into a zombie in the saddle on her back.
Yaereene just pets her.
Ysmyr is sitting there reading. She's going to look more and more frustrated, distraught, and angry. And basically, as she finishes, she just lets out a long sigh. And
I look at her quizzically and I'm like, what is it, war leader?
all three of you need to listen. Tempus,
Aye?
that includes you.
Tempus, Boyle, come on, wake up.
I'm listening.
To whomsoever this might concern, should you discover, or should you have discovered, a day star, a stone that glows, under no circumstances should you allow it to be tampered with in any way. Whatever chamber it is found in should be sealed off completely, and all records be stricken of its mention. Any other items located near a day star should also remain untouched and unexamined, for the safety of everyone. Populations near a day star should be relocated. Not even the most righteous and pure among you should have contact with these items, no matter how well-intentioned you may be. Should you have knowledge of a day star having been tampered with already, it must be returned to its original location and situation with extreme haste, and, if possible, by the very hands that meddled with it in the first place. Please take heed of these words. To disregard them is to put all the world in peril, as this information is of utmost importance to all the beings across all the lands, and has been gained at great loss of life. Signed, Earth.
Yaereene goes just white.
Well, aren't we the lucky ones?
That's our fault.
No, we had no knowledge. Now we have knowledge. Now we can correct it.
Didn't we?
We have to correct it. What other option is there? But the question is, do we strike out immediately, or do we try and get to Nordgard? 1, to see if I can get healed. 2, to take care of the Pegasus. Or do we split up and you just hair off, since you were the one that took it out, were you not?
I took out the other one.
Mary did.
We were both there.
Oh my.
If you give the stars to me, I can take them back to the chamber. If I leave them in the wrapping, the god within me will leave them be, and It's not safe for me to be around other people.
There's an army behind us, guys.
We have to let Nordgard know about the army.
At the very least. Now, do we still go with what I say and you hair off with the Pegasus? Get the Pegasus looked after, and then you immediately hair off to the cave. Dump it and try and get back in time to help us with the battle. I don't know, I'm just throwing out idea, guys.
I think we have to.
I hate splitting the party, but at the same time, the import of this message, for all we know, Nordgard could be the last bloody place of humans. Because it sounded like whatever that place was getting overwhelmed. Ryan, going by my running up from the far south to here, is that the last city before us where the zombies whacked the Elven Rider?
No. There are no towns per se south of Nordgard. There were small settlements that you found along the way, but nothing substantial. The town that the Pegasus is talking about is to the west of where you are now, beyond the Temple of the Sun by quite a distance.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it didn't fly directly south. It came more on a northwest path to get here.
The Pegasus flew up north to Nordgard first and dropped off 2 notes, and then they were headed to Redton to the west to warn them as well when they came across the undead army and assumed that the town has been lost.
Am I actually hearing the Pegasus, or is Yaereene translating for us?
It can telepathically speak to you in either Celestial, Common, Elvish, or Sylvan. So if you understand any of those languages, and everybody understands Common, it can speak to you.
All right, so it's addressing all 4 of us.
Yeah.
Then I ask it back, is there anything south of us that still stands? Is there any last bastion other than where you left from, that Cecilon or whatever city that you left from?
The Empire of the Sun still stood when we flew by, but other cities have fallen along the way.
Okay, so that's the prince. And the prince went back to his city, did he not?
That was the last that you heard, yes.
All right, so we've got hard decisions. You heard my ideas.
We make for the city. They get their warning. We get whatever healing we need. Yes, we need healing. That's one thing we definitely need. And we might need help if we're going back to this lake, because remember the flesh takers? They were interested in the cave. They've probably rummaged through now that the light's gone.
Ryan, is the Pegasus big enough to reasonably bear 2 people?
It can carry 1.
Okay.
In flight. If it's on the ground, it can carry 2, but it can't fly with 2.
Personally, you heard my idea, and I think the urgency is to get things going. If you have to wait for the rest of us to catch up tomorrow, Ysmyr, before we set off to the lake, because, yeah, you're right, the flesh takers are going to be rampant around the area, especially now that Harris and her tribe are nowhere about to deal with them. Or Snicket's tribe. Yeah, that's a thing. So you know my opinion. Everyone else has to make up their own minds, of course. I've offered mine.
Tempus, Yaereene, weigh in, please.
We endangered everyone.
Let's focus on the cure.
I'd like to hear your thoughts on our next steps. I'd like to warn the city, but we also have to deal
You have to go to the city.
Tempus.
Give me the stars. I will reseal the cave and stay in the wilderness.
I turned to the Pegasus. If you take her to the city, will you bring her back to us?
Yes, certainly.
I suggest that as a possibility. We can start back, and Ysmyr can join us.
And then let the beast go free, because it deserves to be free after all it's done.
It is? He or she, I'm not sure who you are. They are free, though. They're willing.
I just mean, like, we don't try and keep it about, make it part of the company. It's suffered enough. It doesn't need our luck with it.
Ysmyr will look at the Pegasus and be like, you make any choices you want from here on out. If you're willing to take me, then that's what we'll do, so I can warn the city, get you healed up, and then we can deal with what we need to.
I need to go to the city, so if you will take me, well, if I survive the trip, then I will make decisions later.
All right. That's the best bet we have. All right.
Ysmyr, I hate to be selfish, but could you also try to find a cleric or a healer that could get this damn neuralgia off me?
If I find a temple willing to work, yes, and then I'll let you know which one.
Thank you.
With that, I'm going to go to our cash trove in the cart and take, if I can, enough to make sure I can pay for healing and maybe pay a bit ahead. If I have a guess of how much it'll cost, pay a bit ahead for Katira.
Take everything. Like, leave us with a little bit, but we're not shopping a lot out here. So if you find something useful or a way to bring back healing for Katiara, take it all.
I mean, in terms of weight, just go ahead and grab 100 platinum. That's 1,000 gold. That's a small fortune. It'll be all that you need.
That's what I'll do. And you three are going to hurry back. Tempus, I need you to keep an eye on these two. And Taunt and Chewy.
Oh, he'll look at you very frightened and say, "But Ysmyr, I literally can't be trusted. I might kill somebody."
I trust you.
I don't.
You're a bad judge of your own character, boyo. You're good.
I'm not letting you go off on your own to get yourself killed either. So, as your war leader, I'm telling you to do your job and protect the group. If you think you can't be trusted, prove us wrong. Prove yourself wrong.
We'd be a lot safer with you than following you.
I nod vigorously.
And considering I have the 2 stars, I'm going to hop on the Pegasus, if it'll let me, and start going, because we have no time to waste anymore.
Okay, yes, it will take you. Rhodes.
Reporting for duty.
You are on the east gate of Nordgard with a sea of undead as far as the eye. When a page from the former Temple of Pelor approaches and says, "Sir, the Most Reverend Archbishop Bertio Samura has summoned all clerics to the Temple of Pelor. They need everyone immediately.
But what about the front lines?
Apparently this is more important than the front lines. I wasn't told details. I was just told to summon all clerics and paladins to the temple immediately.
And we're to leave the front lines defenseless?
The regular soldiers will have to hold the wall.
And so how much healing are we going to have to carry on with after that if we pull all of our clerics back?
I don't know. I'm just the messenger. The Most Reverend Archbishop told me to summon everybody. It must be terribly important to take the clerics and paladins off the wall.
Did he say how long it would take?
How long what would take?
Like how long we would be away from the wall? Because like Rhodes would be in full battle fury and would not be that keen on leaving.
Oh no, he didn't say how long it would take, but just that this day is it is urgent that all followers come.
So Rhodes will kind of survey. He's not very excited about the prospect, but he does understand that, you know, like a higher tactician is calling this, so he will relent, but he's not happy about it.
All right, sounds good. So it takes a while to get across town, about an hour.
Sorry, I'm also just keeping notes on my part.
No problem. And as you approach the temple to Pelor, I have to make a roll here, don't I? Ysmyr, the Pegasus takes you as fast as it can, flying at tremendous speed and getting you to Nordgard within the hour. That said, the wounds that you see on its back and neck have festered and begin to smell as the flesh under the fur blackens.
As we're going, I'm going to be talking to it for the hour, like gauging where it is, keeping an eye, and just asking it to push. I know Miri left the slabs at the Temple of Pelor, right?
Yes, you were there with her.
Okay, then that's where I'm going.
Okay, so Rhodes, you approach the temple as you see a winged horse and rider come landing, not entirely gracefully, at the steps of the Temple to Pelor.
Would I be able to make the connection that I have at least heard of this horse before?
You would have been in town when the horse delivered the message to Nordgard, yes.
And did the messenger that came to get me, are they still there?
This is not the messenger that was riding the Pegasus before. This is someone new.
Oh, no, sorry. I meant like the person who came to pull me off the front lines.
Oh, no, the page ran off to go find more people to tell to come to the temple.
Is there someone in the immediate vicinity that I can ask what's going on to, or is it just kind of like the people of the temple, this horse, and the person that came with it?
There are a couple of temple guards outside the doors.
Okay, I still very unimpressed and grouchy. I kind of like cast the guards a withering look for no reason other than I'm grouchy, and approach the situation that I can see with the mysterious messenger and the winged horse.
Okay, while that's going on, as soon as they land, Ysmyr's hopping off the horse and like talking to it, like, "Are you still with me? Are you still here?" And looking towards the temple.
The Pegasus says, "Yes, I'm still here, just so tired."
Okay, all right, come on. And she's going to start like leaning it towards the temple door.
Okay.
So, would I intercept their path?
Yes, you could.
All right, me and all of my wonderful grouchiness will. I'm assuming I recognize that it's a person I don't know with a very injured animal.
Yep.
All right, so as I walk up, I like stop dead in my tracks, look to this stranger and this horse, and like very dumbly ask, "Are you in need of help?"
Yeah. I need a cleric. This horse is infected with zombie stuff. Need to heal it right now.
And like I'm kind of stuttering a bit because this caught me off guard, especially because I was so grumpy. I'm a cleric. What do you need?
It's got, as far as I know, the zombie rot. We need to get rid of that.
Now, I'd be familiar with this from fighting, correct?
Yes, you are.
So I very blatantly would just go up and cast Lesser Restoration on the horse.
Okay. As soon as you cast the spell, you see that the blackness of the wounds disappears.
So striking the horse's neck, I'll kind of mention this may not work completely. I'm still familiarizing myself with what's going on, but does this help? Does the horse feel better?
Yes, I feel better. Thank you. You hear the voice in your head.
I jump.
Oh, thank goodness.
You're
a cleric?
Yeah.
Cleric?
Yeah, I'm a cleric. What's happening? Where did you come from? Where did you sustain these injuries?
Well, me and my friends were coming back from the Temple of the Sun to the west, and I didn't get your name, she says to the Pegasus.
Just a second, I'll look it up.
Sorry.
Sela.
And Sela and their rider overtook us as we were coming back. Their rider was already infected, and so we helped them, and we got bad news. There's a horde coming from the west, and I need to warn people. But I also have something to deal with at the north. What's going on? We know the city's being attacked, but it's about to get worse.
How fares the... You said you came from the Temple of the Sun?
Oh, it's pretty bad there. There's no one left except one cleric from our number who went back.
So Rhodes is going to stand in a bit of shock because this is not news that he expected to hear, and it's a bit upsetting to hear as well.
Well, she'll look at Rhodes looking shocked, and then at Sela and be like, "Well, I have to go get help. I'll be back." And start going into the temple because she's gonna look for that healing for Katiara and try and get word out.
In his confusion, Rhodes follows.
Okay. The two of you enter the temple, and you can see that there is quite a gathering of clerics from all across the city here. What had once been separate temples with separate faiths have become one faith under Charot, and all of the clerics and paladins have been answering the call of the Archbishop.
Ysmyr, I'm guessing there's a lot of Shiro symbols around.
Yes.
Ysmyr is going to walk in, look around, and just, shit. Just mutter it. She is not going to look happy about this.
I'm assuming Rhodes would notice this behavior from Ysmyr, considering he's following her so closely. And
Yep.
just kind of side-eyes her and is like, what?
Long story.
I don't suppose I could hear this story after all of this gathering.
Sure. What's going on? I need someone to find out if someone can heal a serious condition for someone.
We'll talk about that after, once we figure out what this gathering is about. And once again, Rhodes looks grumpy about the gathering.
So you don't know either?
That's why I'm reporting here.
I don't have time for this.
Rhodes agrees, but holds his silence for now.
An hour goes by, and finally people have stopped filtering into the temple, but it is packed. And the Archbishop is standing up at the front on the stage and speaks to the crowd and says, "I have received word from our god, Shiro. It seems a grave threat is coming to the city, not in the way we expected. The undead certainly are a threat to the living, but there is one who comes to destroy our very faith, and we must be ready for them. For a god walks the land and will stop at nothing to attack us and destroy our temples." There's a general muttering from the crowd, and someone calls out, "Who is this threat?" And the Archbishop says, "He is one who is known to Nordgard, for he has caused trouble here before, so perhaps it is no great surprise that he comes to cause yet more. His name is Tempus, and he brings the god Tempus here to strike at the very heart of the faithful of Shiro."
God damn it.
Do I notice this reaction?
Your passive perception's really good, and you're standing right beside her, so yeah, you would notice.
Excellent. So as Rhodes notices, he turns and looks to Ysmyr, and doesn't say anything, but his look is pretty suspicious.
What about the undead?
"We cannot face the undead if we have no power, and if this Tempus god comes into Nordgard and destroys the faithful, there will be no clerics to stand in the way of the undead. We must face Tempus first."
And what of the front lines? There's no clerics on the front lines if we're all here.
"I understand that there must be sacrifices, but if the clerics stand on the wall and Tempus is successful, the clerics on the wall will be no better than the normal soldiers, with no power to repel the undead at all."
So we let people die on a theory?
"It is no theory, it is faith in the word of Shiro."
There's a horde coming from the west as well. I don't think you have time to worry about Tempus. You have more zombies.
The news clearly upsets everyone in the temple, and there's an outburst of commotion, discussion, as everyone is trying to make sense of what they should do, because as everyone in Nordgard knows, all of the defenders are on the east wall because that's where the threat has been, and if they have to split their defenses, it could mean that the city will be completely overrun. Additionally, the river that is a natural barrier has completely frozen over now that it's late February, and will provide no defense against an army of undead.
So Rhodes reaches to grasp Ysmyr's arm to grab her attention, and just very abruptly asks, how long till this horde arrives?
Ryan, what would my guess be?
Could be the end of the day.
We have maybe a day. Maybe.
Rhodes turns and walks out.
Have a day. Maybe less. I wouldn't worry about Tempus right now.
Rhodes fully plans on going to the wall and fighting again.
So you're going to the eastern wall to fight?
I feel like I would go start rallying the western wall to try and make preparations for this horde that's coming.
Okay.
Ysmyr's going to wait a bit just to see what the clerics seem to be doing, because she doesn't think right now she's going to get the healing that she needs for Katira, but she wants to kind of see if any good decision is made.
The decision that is made is the Archbishop tells the faithful to remain at the temple and await the coming of Tempus.
If any of you want to live, you'd be better off at the wall. And then, like, cursing, she's going to leave and start to the west. And she's going to have the Pegasus go with her.
Okay. So yeah, you guys head to the west. And to say the defenses of the west are disappointing is a vast understatement. By the time you get there, you can find the gates are shut, and you see a lone guard sitting atop the wall, strumming away on a lute, singing a jolly song.
I will storm up very angrily and basically yell at this guard, like, where are the guards that are supposed to be watching the west wall?
I can already tell you that the city guard is shit. As we're going, I'm actually going to be talking to the Pegasus and telling it, Sela, I need you to go find my friends and warn them. Warn Tempus that the clerics know the god in him is coming to destroy them. And he's in danger if he comes here.
Sela agrees.
And tell them, and they are not going to defend the west side. They're all gathering in the temple.
Okay. Sela immediately takes flight and heads down the road. Meantime, as you guys approach the gate, you start to hear the song filtering down to you. I'm going to play a file here.
Gorod the Great, hero of Nordgard, he saved us all from Tempus the Tyrant. Tyrant aimed to steal us some news. He wanted to wrestle but would break the rules. Tempus is a cheating coward and he drools, but Gorod would save the day. Tempus had a servant who would sing his deeds, a strangely tall half-elf who was also a drug dealer. Then he took the daughter of our most noble cleric and claimed her as his own personal healer. Tempus exposed himself and declared war on one of our peaceful noble families. He kidnapped her daughter and enchanted her. They vandalized our leather workers, ignoring her pleas. We think he might have had one of our city guards women firmly in his back pocket, maybe in his bed. For when Gorod came for him, he ran like a coward into the forest. Tempus the tyrant fled. All hail Gorod, the hero of our people, driving out the villains wherever they are found. All hail Gorod, the righteous protector, the savior of Nordgard, our beloved town.
So, Rhodes, you're familiar with that song because it's been being played around Nordgard fairly regularly for the last little while. Ysmyr, reactions?
Wow. She's just going to have this look on her, like a lot of confusion, because like she knows some of those events aren't wrong, but she also knows a lot of the behind the scenes are. So she just has this look of, she goes from okay, that's not right, to okay, yeah, he did do that, no, that's not right, no. A lot of that kind of through her expressions.
I am catching all of this from Ysmyr, correct?
Sure.
So instead of watching the person playing the song, because I'm so used to it, I am watching Ysmyr very intently at this point.
And when she notices you looking, she's just going to try not to be so expressive about it anymore. I have not heard that one before.
You seem to have opinions about it.
There's two sides to every story. And usually the loudest one isn't always right.
And what side are you on?
Not that one. Gorl killed my donkey.
Rhodes is gonna try really hard to like hide like an involuntary smirk or like little like guffaw, because that was very unexpected.
No.
I'm sorry about your donkey.
Thanks. It's okay, I got the guy who did it.
That song's been going on around the different bards and anyone who has an instrument for days, if not weeks.
Honestly, I'm not surprised. If you're not here to tell your story, other ones take their place. The problem is, sometimes they are very, very wrong, and now we have a wall that is completely unguarded. We have a problem.
How do you propose we fix that problem, stranger?
Well, if my friends make it back to the city, and that's 3 more people, I need to see what's happening with the army. Have the noble houses brought out any of their soldiers yet?
Yes.
Okay, and is everyone at the front line?
Yes.
Sorry, just checking some notes. I need to talk to Major Swift. Just to see if we can get anyone over here. I don't know how many are coming. I just know they're coming.
You said you needed to speak with Major Swift?
Yes.
I regret to inform you, Major Yaereene Swift fell in battle.
Oh my God. Who's next in command? Ryan, I'm not sure. She should know that, but I don't know who took over.
Gorold rallied in his place. I'm sorry for the loss of Major Swift.
Gorold did, huh? Great.
That would be correct. Look, Miss Horse Rider, you do what you need to do. I'm planning on standing on the west wall.
Sergeant Orduna.
I'm just reviewing notes. Is this a name that I know?
Probably not. No. You didn't really get involved with the military forces until the undead attack on the city, so you wouldn't have heard of Sergeant Orduna.
Got it. Then I will respond with a likewise clueless look.
I'm a soldier in the army. I was out doing, best way to put it is reconnaissance in other areas. I'm just going to go see if I can find anyone who can help us on this side.
You are welcome to do that. I wish you the best of luck. I will hold here.
Okay. And yeah, Ysmyr's, I guess, going to try and get to find wherever the leaders of the people on the front on the lines are and just give them the warning as well and be like, can you just send us whoever we can?
Sorry, who are you asking for that?
If she can, well, she doesn't know where the leaders are, so she's going to ask where they are first.
Oh, you mean the city council?
Or the guard captain, anyone in charge of the people fighting on the walls.
Okay. Horace Dameline has taken control of the city defense, and Faria Bell is also with him on the front lines.
What was her name again?
Faria, Faria, and anybody in the army is on the front lines. Most of the city guard is also there. Yeah, you literally just see this one guy sitting on top of the gate, strumming away on this side.
Okay, she's going to go look for Faria.
Okay. So you head across town.
Before she goes, she's going to ask Rhodes, when my friends get here, they are good people. We're going to need their help. So let them in. They'll have the horse with them.
And I'm supposed to trust your word?
Yes. We all want to live.
I'll assess once I see them.
Tempus, Yaereene, and Yaereene, you see the Pegasus flying back towards you, and it lands and shares news with you about what's going on in the city.
Gorold actually has a good song about him?
I love that that's your initial reaction.
Of course it is. I'm offended. All right, Okay, so right now I'm just staying the way I am. Everybody thinks Tempus is a douchebag that needs to die.
Yaerene's eyebrows go way up at this.
Well, do I have this wrong, horse? Pegasus? Sorry, I don't mean to imply species-specific bias, but I'm kind of uh, outraged right now.
That's about the sum of it, yes.
All right. So Tempest, how do you feel about being public enemy number one?
Tempus has been walking this entire time with his head down and just a general distraught expression on his face, and he hasn't really moved the entire time, but upon the Pegasus coming and giving us this news, a little smile started to cross his face, and he kind of is like up and like looking at the Pegasus's hooves instead of the ground, and he just says, "Is it true? Is the entire city arrayed against me, and is fearful of my coming because they have all given themselves over to Shiro?"
The clergy has arrayed itself against you. The city guard and army and whatever people can hold weapons apparently are still on the east wall, preparing to fight the undead.
Tempest, we're not thinking of doing a flippin' ye hide against all the clergy, are we?
No, I'm going to defeat them with logic and words and, debate.
You will keep Big T Tempest in check, will you not? And how much do you want me playing up in the background to get over this girl crap that everybody's listening to, which they shouldn't?
Guys, dead army.
Priorities. We need to get things straightened out here so we can take care of the army.
Well, seeing as Ysmyr took the stars, I don't think that we can feasibly destroy the undead army on our own anymore. But, no, this is good. This is right.
You still have self-preservation instincts, right?
Katiara, my entire life has been one long antagonism. Quite honestly, I had moved through all the stages of grieving and was just looking for something to get back on top. And this is exactly what I needed.
Okay. Not what I was thinking, but if it gives you a little joie de vivre, hi, that's great. Let's do it.
Ryan, I believe we still have cloth of gold that we recovered from the Daystar Cave. Is that right?
Probably, yep.
Let
Okay.
me check the list.
Well, I've been looking the list and I can't see it on there, so I don't know if maybe we gave it to the goblins or...
We might have given it to.
I forgot you guys gave away a ton of stuff to the goblins.
Yeah, let me check the given away tab. Yeah, they went to the goblins.
Okay, no problem. So Tempus is just kind of, for the first time since this morning, you guys see him smiling, and he's got a big happy look on his face, and he is immediately just going to reach down, grab his pants and shirt, which have been, rent hole through with weapons and damaged by the fire, and he is just going to rip them off right then and there in the street and say, let's reconnoiter back with Ysmyr. It's time to do some work.
I just need to clear that, do I see the group approaching the wall by now?
Not yet, no.
No, he's just naked in the forest at the moment.
Oh, okay, thank God.
So yeah, discarding all my clothes on the side of the road and about as naked as the day I was born, I'm going to say, well, I think we should head to the city post-haste. Are you both with me?
Okay.
Tempest, I love you like my son, like my brother. I'll always be with you.
Great. Let's go knock some bastards down.
Well, hopefully I don't fall down first, but let's do what we can.
Speaking of, would you like to ride to the city ahead of us and see if maybe you could, get healed before I get there and wreck shit?
Well, Horsey there, did the Pegasus tell us its name? Or is that only
no.
for the city folk?
It only told Ysmyr so far.
All right. So basically, I turn around and I say, look, you, Horsey, what's your name?
Sela.
Sela. Blessed be you. So much grace and God's will upon you. May Tempest look over you, because he is one badass dude. So there's nobody set up for me for healing in the city. They're all like dead fast against us, and like I'm lumped in with Tempus. Am I?
I only heard them mentioning Tempus. Nobody else.
Yaereene just kind of tugs on his sleeve.
Aye, lass?
Um, just don't mention us. And maybe not your name.
It's a hard thing. I mean, I'm used to being the great Tiara, the masterful hype master of Nordgard, the person who sings the praises of Tempus and makes it ring, and all realize the power and the majesty of the man. Well, the orc, the man orc, semantics. Ah,
Tiara, you are a hero in your own right, and I think it is important that we have you ready to fight. I would like you to take 100 platinum and ride the flying elf horse back to the city to be healed.
Seer, sorry, but I tend to abbreviate. Is that an issue with you?
No.
All right. I jump on and I give a thundering strum of my lute and I say, "For me God, Tempus, and my friend Tempus, and our group, ride into the sunset."
All right. Sela takes off and up into the air, and you guys fly to Nordgard. Ysmyr, you get across town. You're making your way into the city here. And you see there's a town guard up ahead on the road.
Ask who's in charge.
That would be Horace Dameline is nearby, who's coordinating the defense.
All right. Is he the only one?
He's the only one I've seen recently. I just came in from the middle of the city to check in and see if there's any word that needed to be ran around town. That's pretty much all the guard's been doing, is running around for Horace.
Perfect. I have some news that you can run around. There's more undead coming from the west. So if you can find anyone else who can direct some people to the west walls, that would be fantastic. If it helps, this is coming from Sergeant Orduna.
The town guard blinks dumbly at you for a bit and says, "Undead to the west? Oh no."
Yes, so you need to go tell more people so they tell people so we can get people on the west wall. All right?
Yep. He immediately runs off ahead, and you can see him talking to a group of soldiers in your sight.
Okay, she's probably going to follow because she's going to try and find a leader just to make sure the message is making it, I guess.
Okay. As you approach the intersection, you see that the guard is speaking to Horace Dameline himself, who wears a frown on his face. You can see other soldiers going pale at the news, some of them falling to their knees, looking completely hopeless. And Horace Dameline looks over at you, and you see recognition on his face as he waves you over.
She'll walk over and give a polite bow. Sir?
You're back in town, are you?
Just got back, yes. And as you've heard, there's some news.
I've heard. You brought this news?
Yes. And I've heard that everyone's on the east walls and to the south. And there's, I think, one person to the west, which I'm sure you understand is not the best.
I'll send what forces we can. We just received reinforcements, you might call them, in the form of a beleaguered goblin tribe came to the gates and offered to help defend the city. I'll send them to the west, and we have no clerics here at the moment. They all left the front lines. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to do.
So yes, send the goblins. We're actually the ones who sent them to. I'm actually one of the ones who sent them to you as well to help. So we will gladly accept their help. They're very capable.
Thank you very much for bringing us more defenders. I wish I had known this attack was coming before the prince left for the south with the orcs. We could have used them on the west as well.
I agree. I heard about that, and yes, I'm wasn't very happy about it either. As for the clerics, I can tell you that they all gathered at the Temple of Pelor because apparently they are afraid that an individual was coming to somehow cut them off from their god. But
That would be a tragedy, and the greatest tragedy.
it would, but they are leaving their positions along the walls, basically putting the rest of the city at risk for their own safety. I don't know if you have any sway, but we need to get them at the walls.
The Archbishop holds a great deal of power in the city, as do I. It might be within the realm of possibility that I could convince him to release the clerics back to the walls, but if they feel that their very faith itself is in danger, I'm not sure it's the right call to get them to come back. We need them and their strength. You don't understand. Come with me. And he starts towards the gate.
Okay, and she'll follow.
As you approach the front gate, you see several soldiers clustered around. These squares are 10 foot by 10 foot, so it's not just single soldiers in a group. It's always groups of 4 traveling together. And you also see a familiar figure, although he is clad in full battle armor now and not just a ruffian in the street, Gorold. And he salutes to Horace as he approaches. And Horace says, "Let her up on the wall, Gorold. She needs to see what we're up against." And do you agree to go up on the wall?
Yes. God damn it.
And we're going to go back to the west gate.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. At this point, actually, we should do K'Chera first because he flew right over the gate. So, Rhodes, you did see the Pegasus return with yet another rider heading straight for the Temple of Pelor.
Is it possible for me to like hail and intercept the Pegasus's flight?
Yes, you can hail them.
All right, so like I wave in the attempt to get their attention.
Okay. K'Chera, you see somebody on the wall waving towards you.
What do you want? I need to get healing. I'm busy.
Can't you see I'm a cleric?
I've got a flippin' big spell issue, and I don't think you can help.
Fine, bypass me. I'm busy anyway.
Right. Thank you. Bye.
Oh my god, I love
I'm
it.
actually crying. That was amazing.
Our group always puts people right at ease on initial first meeting.
Always.
Honestly, am I wrong?
I thought that went well.
Could have gone worse. Okay, K'Chera. So Sela drops you off at the doors to the Temple Pelor.
I take a moment, I breathe deeply, and I'm like, all right, this is the biggest bullshit that you've ever got to do. Okay, so I'm inside the temple. Is it empty?
Oh no. You see a great many someones, and all of them are looking at you, some of them with weapons drawn, others with spells on their lips. But when they see that you're not Tempus, they lower their weapons.
Okay, and because of the Pegasus word, I know they're like very bigoted and stupid and wrong-sided, so I will not engage their bigotry, and I will just go. I drop to a knee and I say, I have been afflicted. I have fought the undead. The undead have stricken me down through numerous deaths that my companions brought me back. But it gave me a lingering illness of whenever I try and do an action, I may be stricken down, twitching like an epileptic. I beseech and I ask for your kindness to help me, to cure me, to bring me right, to protect this city and protect the temple as I can, as a full-throated bard, please. And you want me to roll?
I definitely want a persuasion check, yes.
18.
All eyes turn towards the Archbishop, still standing on the stage at the far end of the temple. And he shakes his head and says, "On any other day, I would help you, good bard. But this day, a threat beyond our wildest imaginations approaches the Temple of Charot, and we must keep all of our strength to defend against the coming of Tempus."
All right. I stand up and I immediately begin a performance singing about the glory of Charot and the need to instill every single person with the best ability, and how it just is stupid not to heal me and add me into the forces to protect Charot from the undead. So
You can give me a performance.
15.
Again, many of the people here are enjoying the song as a tune, but the Archbishop remains unswayed and says, "I see the value in all people of Nordgard. That is not the issue, good bard. I may need every spell I have to keep this clergy going today, to stop the threat of a warrior god who would try to cut us all down."
Okay, I stand up from my knee. I look at him defiantly, loot at my side, and I'm like, "I understand you place your own good above the good of the city and the people within it. You are a shallow son of a bitch, and I will go to the walls to defend, and I will fall, and I will die. And that doesn't matter unless everyone else survives. You, sir, are beyond reckoning and beyond ken. I leave you behind. I leave Sharo behind, and I go to die on the walls that you have consigned me to." And I walk out.
Is there any particular kind of check you want to make with that speech?
You know what? I am doing it as a performance. I am just like trying to amp up the drama levels and make this unholy, stupid, selfish bugger realize that he needs to look beyond just himself and his control of the group.
Okay, give me a performance check.
19.
You see some of the clerics and paladins on the floor looking to one another, looking rather sheepish, and the Archbishop stands angry, his face flushed, but he doesn't move. He doesn't say anything to you. He looks to those on the floor and says, "Now is not the time to listen to these people who come and try to tear you away from Charot. If this temple falls today, we have nothing. The other gods have fallen silent. Charot is all that keeps Nordgard safe. If we do not protect the power of Charot, all will fall." A good number of the clerics look between you and the Archbishop, and some of them head out of the temple to go and defend the people of the city.
I give a curt nod to the Archbishop, showing respect, even though I think he's a damn ass douchebag. I move out and I try and catch up with the ones that are moving to the walls to see if any of them will meet my eye, try to talk to me.
One cleric that's heading towards
But this is a matter of great import.
everything these days is a matter of great import.
It is
If
indeed.
if I'm to die, I'll die with the people of Nordgard on the wall.
And for that, I commend you. But at the same time, I will not be selfless. I will ask for your help to make sure I can fight and not fall at the wall.
I don't see any option. As the Archbishop said, if we don't defend Charot, our powers will fail, as they did before when the gods left us. But I took an oath to defend this city and its people, and I just don't know what the right way is anymore. But your words made sense to me, so I will fight alongside the people and hope that those who stayed behind at the temple are enough to stop Tempus.
I am very pleased to hear that you're willing to fight and help the city. The only question I have is, do you feel a bard that falls down spasming epically is the best fighter, or is a bard that can actually cast spells, give inspiration, help others, heal others that are fighting is more effective?
I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. I'm just lost.
All right. Throw in a persuasion check through music. Now, you want me to do it as a performance or as a persuasion?
Persuasion.
Okay, 18.
Okay, what exactly are you persuading him to do?
I am trying to persuade him to give me, it's lesser restoration I need, isn't it?
You need a heal spell.
Okay, I'm trying to persuade him to give me a heal spell.
He shakes his head, says, I don't have the power to do something like that. That magic is beyond almost everyone in Nordgard. I'm not even sure if the Archbishop is capable of such a thing. If he is, you heard him. He's not helping anyone right now. He's saving all of his strength to battle.
All right, in that case, I just say thank you, place my arm on his shoulder, and I give him a bardic inspiration. It may not last, it may not do you any good, but I want you to know I appreciate what you have tried to do for me. May you go in the light of your god shadow and defend the walls of the city. Protect the walls of the city and help the people on the walls of the city. And I will do my best, knowing I have honestly tried. Go with Shadow.
Thank you.
And I walk off.
Okay. Is there anywhere in particular you're headed?
I'm heading to the wall because I want to try to be there when everybody else shows up and talk to that dumbass person on the wall that talked to me.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
All right. You get to the wall before the rest of the group does, and you see two figures at the gate, as well as other clerics who are and paladins who are joining the defense there.
I walk up the wall because I want to actually show up to the guy because, like, I did talk to him, and I kind of inferred I'd get back.
We were busy. That's how it goes.
So I walk back up. I see Rhodes, and I bow at the waist formally, and I say, "A greeting to you. A little bit more formal than me flying over. Why the hell is there such a few people on the wall here? We got a freaking horde coming at us."
So the first thing Rhodes does as he notices Katira approach, as he recognizes him, is go, "Oh, are you less busy now?"
Aye, that's why I'm talking to you. Well, if we do happen to end up fighting on the wall together, I have a nasty bit of issue of where I can possibly fall down twitching like a spastic fool. That's why I was trying to go into the city and try and get the clerics to help me, but the son of a bitch of an archbishop is too busy sticking his finger up his and wanting to keep the temple good rather than the city. Now, mind you, that's a bit of me being involved in the situation, but I think it's an honest assessment of the situation.
I'll admit, the Archbishop is a dirty down low prick.
I have met better scumbag in the lower depths of the ghettos, doing drugs and trafficking them. That person is a bit of work that I'll never understand.
For a busy flying jockey, maybe I misjudged you. Did you come to stand on the wall?
I want it to be more effective than I will be, but yeah, I'm on the wall. I do not want the city to fall. I do not want my friends to come in here to see us dead.
That makes 2 of us. If you fall, I'll catch you.
I just fist bump.
Fist bump returned.
Well, it's now a waiting game, isn't it?
And it's not too long before the rest of the group approaches the west gate. So, Rhodes, you see a collection of strangers, and give me a perception check.
As soon as they show up in sight, I'm immediately going, oi, oi, those are my friends. They need to get in the walls.
Even as you see the group approach, you note behind them, off in the distance, probably still a couple of hours off, a horde approaching the city.
I grip my mace a little bit tighter in expectation.
Is there no one else you can get to reinforce the walls? I mean, my friends are a hella good group, but they're still a group and not a frickin' wall.
As I'm sure you've seen, the Archbishop is a dick that would rather protect his own religious prejudice than the people.
I'm talking about the people on the walls, not the frickin' clerics shoving it up their ass in the temple.
Do you see anyone that can be spared?
I have not been to the east wall, so I cannot do it. So if you're saying that, I'll take your advice because you know the east wall better than I.
Let's just say I would rather traverse hell than face the east wall.
All right. Hell's a date that we have to do sometime, and hopefully we'll do it in a bar with 2 cups raised.
For like an uncharacteristic moment, Rhodes breaks his grumpiness and goes, "You're on."
Oi?
For the drink after hell.
But we'll get through this. We'll always get through this. And you know what? You're sassy enough that I like you, and I'll make sure you get through this.
Likewise, busy stranger.
He winks. Then I look out over the wall, seeing the group come in and the horde coming.
In a picturesque moment, Rhodes adopts the same stance, gripping his mace tightly.
All right. So who's actually still out there? Just Tempus and Yaereene, right?
Yippers!
And Chewy.
Ysmyr's at the east.
Right. Yeah. And Chewy. Okay. So you guys get to the west gate.
And we start trying to destroy the ice.
Yeah, so Rhodes, with all of that perception, might have seen Tempus pass something to Yaereene, and Yaereene probably sees Tempus immediately start shivering. But yeah, we get there, and we're going to start trying to punch through the river ice.
Actually, I'm kind of curious. Does she notice that, or notice an orc with his dick hanging out?
I assume everybody notices that.
Honestly, it could go either way.
Well, he does have a cloak on, but considering they've been walking together, I'm sure she knows what's going on.
And then, yeah, we're setting to trying to break the ice around the bridge. I'm using my great sword like a great big pick. I'm not sure what Yaereene is doing.
Yaereene is using one of her short swords.
Interjecting to comment that I am just watching a naked half-orc stab ice. I just want us to all take that in.
Hey, and a half elf.
Also that.
Oh no, Yareene's full elf.
Okay. How big is the gap that the bridge goes over from the bridge?
It's a wide river.
We need to break all of it because the whole town has no real defense
Okay.
on that side.
I am busy, and I'm going to yell out, "You damn fools, get in the town! I'll throw Shah down and take it, and they have no way to cross."
Yaereene shouts back up, "Can you do the whole river?"
For the area that I do my shatter, it does it for everything, regardless if it's a bridge, a person, or ice.
Wait. No need to shatter anything. And you see Counselor Yaereene come scurrying over the bridge towards you.
I've got issues with you, you little bastard.
Can they wait?
Only if you do something to get my friends over, save the city from this assault on this side, and then I'll speak calmly to you instead of wanting to waste into you. You understand, you little
How dare you speak to me that way? That is quite inappropriate.
I dare because you deserve it. Do it.
I deserve no such treatment. Is there anybody more reasonable around here for me to speak to?
Yo.
You want reasonable? Okay, do it. and I'll speak nicely to you and actually say sir and counselor. Is that good?
I place a hand on Katira's arm, and I'm like, what can we do to aid counselor?
Well, for starters, don't blow up the bridge with your little shatter spells. We do have defenses in place that will work much better than that. Yes, believe it or not, you don't know everything about the defenses of Nordgard.
Perhaps we should start finding out, counselor.
Counselor, I'll respectfully give you precedence since you appear to know more than me, and I need to respect it. This is hard, but it is deserved.
I don't know what your prejudice is against me, but rather not appreciative of it. However, if everyone on the wall will please come down and cross the bridge back to City Hall, I will engage the defenses to protect the city.
We're still outside, just as an FYI.
Please wait until my friends cross and get inside.
I'm not leaving the wall, with all due respect, counselor.
I think he's going to bring down more than the bridge. I just want to make sure me mates are inside before he brings it all down.
I think at this point, Tempus and Yaereene have probably been, looking up at the wall, and Tempus is going to call up, "So do we need to break the river, or can you do that yourself?"
The little bastard up here is saying he can do the city defenses, which is more effective than me throwing a shatter. So just get your butts over ASAP, hey?
What little bastard is up there?
Yeah.
Yuri, the town councillor?
Yeah, that son of a...
That bastard! You hold him there, I want to see him later.
No, we gotta be somewhat respectful because he's gonna pull us butts out of this mess, hopefully.
Okay, fine. We're coming up. And, I guess we'll try and get Chewie across the bridge as quickly as we can.
And Yaereene will say, and if you're staying, you can hold on to your ring again, because you're safe.
Nope. That is for you. It is my gift to you. You are going to keep it. And I'm...
Oh, come on, Smoochy.
Remember me as I was, and if you can give me some cover from the wall top, I'd appreciate it.
But you're coming in. I'm confused.
No, I'm not.
So where are we going?
You're going to the top of the wall, and I'm going to stand in front of the gate.
I just let out a very anguished howl as I see this developing.
And what you see is us stopped arguing about this. As arguey as Yaereene gets.
Yeah, I know Tempus enough to know that if somebody's arguing with him, he's going to do something that is so self-effacing and stupid it pisses me off.
I get concerned as Katira howls, and my look reflects that, hoping for some elaboration.
The orc's gonna do something stupid.
Yaereene, I can't come into the city. The god inside my head he's basically told me that he's going to blow up all the temples and stomp around and kill anyone that gets in his way, so he doesn't get to do that. I'm going to stand my ground on the bridge here. If the defenses can keep the undead to a limit, I'm going to stand here and I'm going to keep swinging until there's no more undead to swing at.
That's not okay.
Well, I don't want to go in and damn the entire city to destruction by war between the gods. That isn't what I want, but I can't make him see reason.
Maybe he could think about, wooing them back instead of burning them to a crisp.
I tried, but he's all like, Miri's mom, can't convert anyone, That was catty and rude. I don't remember that part about me when you think about me. But seriously, I'm not going to step in. It's simply too dangerous.
Do I hear this?
Well, they did say they're just standing outside the gate talking about this. I guess give me a perception check.
Do I also hear this?
Give me a perception check. You guys are trying to listen in on their conversation.
17.
Well, maybe the rest of us will come out and stand with you.
17 for both of us.
Yeah, you're both eavesdropping on the conversation.
Excellent.
I rush down the stairs and I'm like, you do what you must. You stand on the wall, but that's my friend. I stand with him.
I'm gonna follow because someone who is clearly willing to stand at the gates of Nordgard is someone that I should probably support because I'm more concerned about the people.
So now realizing that there's like 3 people here standing outside, Tempus is going to look a little bit irritated and say, I don't know you, handsome stranger, but Katiara and Yaereene, seriously, stand on top of the wall and provide support.
I'm good with my bow right here.
I'll support you from here. You are a silly bugger for not coming in the wall. You won't go in. I won't go in. You go down. I go down.
My interest is in the city. Will you have a cleric stand with you or not?
Yes.
What is your name?
It's a little bit bad timing, don't you think?
Well, I'd just like to know the people I die with.
Oddly sentimental. No.
Excuse me, did you just say you're a cleric?
Yes, I'm a cleric. I believe we have more pressing issues.
Are you a cleric of Sharo?
Oh,
Begrudgingly.
What god did you serve before?
Coralyn.
So, fun fact. Do you know why Coralyn can't answer your prayers?
I've been trying to figure that out. I'm just doing what I can to protect Nordgard.
Yeah, it's because of Sharo. He kidnapped your god. There's a war in the heavens, and Sharo has effectively tried to steal all of the mortal worshippers of the newer gods. So, you're praying to the deity that stole yours away.
Yeah, that's a bit of a quick disclosure. It is true, and maybe you want to rethink taking care of Shadow, and worry about a god that wants to bring back all the old gods instead of Dowreth and Shadow that are only worried about themselves.
So please excuse me while Rhodes has an existential crisis and physically takes a step back, and then responds with a very kind of like overwhelmed, panic sounding, I'm doing what I have to keep these people safe.
Not arguing that point, but at the same time, who you may be throwing your praises up to may not be the person you want to be throwing your praises up to. Okay, I'm going to try and do a persuasion and try and explain to her that Tempus is a god that is actually outside of the conflict, trying to free all the other gods. May be true, it may not be true, but that's what is in KTR's head, is Tempus wants to restore the old order and bring everybody back and imprison Dowreth and Shaureth again.
Now, considering I have been bombarded with propaganda against Tempus, how would I react to this persuasion roll?
Okay, first off, I don't allow players to roll against other players, so there isn't going to be a persuasion roll done. It's up to the players to talk to each other and discuss, and for you guys to make the decisions without rolling against each other like that.
All right,
Got it.
that's fair. What you need to understand is that Shaureth and Dowreth are a light and dark god that seem to exist in symbiosis with each other and wish to deny all the other gods, because the other gods, all of them, work together to imprison them. Somehow it. And when they escaped, obviously they were righteously pissed off at all the other gods. Now, if your first preference is to the god, I'm sorry, which one was it that you originally were aligned with and worshipped and gave thanks to and drew your powers from?
Coralyn.
If you ever want to see Coraline come back, and you want to see Coraline and be able to embrace the light from them coming down upon you, supporting you, and giving you the powers that you deserve, because that is your god, not a surrogate, not a replicant that you desperately cling on to due to situation. You will assist us.
Where I think my best interests lie is in the defense of the city. This is a conversation that's not meant for now while there's a horde approaching the west wall. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. So, for what it's worth, I will accept your support, but I can't fully control the god within me. For your own safety, if you cannot renounce Shiro on the fly, stand on top of the wall out of my reach. Otherwise, pray to Tempus. I don't care. Yaereene, will you please fight on top of the wall?
All right, so I turn around to David and I'm like, by the way, as he just announced, he's Tempus. Tempus the orc and Tempus the god. So I would rather see you work with Tempus, or, as he suggests, get up on the wall and defend the city, and don't worry about Tempus. I will remain down here by my friend and by, I don't know, are you my god? And I look at quizzically at Tempus.
Look, Tempus and I aren't on speaking terms right now. He's in timeout. Would you please get yourself to the top of the wall, for your safety and for mine? I can't go all out if you're standing next to me.
But can you survive going all out without me here?
You'll be on top of the wall supporting me.
And over the wall flies Ysmyr on Sela and lands beside you guys.
What are you all doing? Like,
Getting ready to die defending the city.
Yeah, what does it look like?
if you're gonna do that, Yaereene, you should be on the wall. You can aim better when you're high up. And Kitiara, what are you doing down here? You're useless down here. Get up there too.
Yaereene bows her head, then starts trudging towards the wall.
I look up and I look somewhat offended, and I'm saying, I'm useless down here, you think?
What happens if you're twitching?
If I'm twitching up there, it's no different. It just means I live a couple seconds longer.
Exactly.
I sigh heavily and I just trudge up the wall. But before I do that, I hug Tempus really, really hard. And I say, you stupid bastard. I want to see you and your mother again. Okay?
I love you too, second dad, and I'll give you a kiss on top of your head. Now get up on that wall and blast the shit out of some zombies.
I blush like a neon beacon and I go up.
Yaereene just keeps sending mournful glances back as she trudges away.
And why aren't you two up there?
Tempus within is threatening to destroy everything in the city, so I'm making my stand right here. Ysmyr, I would like you to have all of my possessions, and I hand you 9 gold.
You can't just wait on the wall?
He literally told me that he refuses to get along with anyone, so nope, he gets to wait this one out until he learns better.
There's no convincing you, is there?
It's not me you have to convince, it's Tempus. Basically, I just asked myself what would Ysmyr do, and I put him in timeout.
I mean, you're not wrong, but that puts you in danger. If he's in time out, do you think you'll be fine for a bit?
Trust me, with all of you providing fire support from above, I'm going to do some damage.
Here's the deal. You have a backup plan to get on that wall. You're not dying out here.
Hang a rope down or something, maybe. I'm going to position the cart to create a choke point on the bridge, and then I'm going to keep swinging.
She doesn't look happy about that, but for now, she's going to let it go, and then she's going to look at Rhodes. Sorry I left in a hurry earlier. How come? Do you need backup on the wall too, or are you standing down here?
I stand with the city of Nordgard. If this is our best shot at stopping them, then I'm staying down here.
Ranged stuff?
Honey, I'm a cleric. I've got this.
I'm not your honey. And if you're a cleric, you should be up on the wall. You can rain down damage from up there, and then if we need help on the ground, you can come down.
If this so-called idiot bastard is as powerful as you think he is, then I think I'm better off standing here supporting him. We'll be the first line. You do what you've got to do up there.
Ryan, the support she brought, would they prefer to be inside the wall or outside?
They have listened to Councillor Yaereene and will be remaining inside by the city hall and stretching out along the islands with the manors and on the inside shore of the city.
Okay. And with Councillor Yaereene, is there... can we assume she had a chance to talk to them?
You haven't talked to him yet. You flew over everything to get to the party.
No, that's good. All right. Well, what else is going on? Because there's a whole river that's undefended.
Hey, Ryan, poking my head inside the gate without actually entering quickly, are there any, children or transient-looking people just hanging around the front entrance there?
No, it's a ghost town around here.
Crap. Okay.
Ysmyr's waiting for someone to explain what the hell's going on.
There's a horde coming. We're going to make our brilliant, glorious stand here, and if you can get up on the wall, you can bombard the undead from there. Apparently, the town councilor has some way of activating defenses to choke down the undead or help defend this area. I don't know what, but I plan to make my stand here.
All right. Just have, like I said, have backup. Have a way to get out of there. You're not allowed to die again.
Hang me a rope from the battlements. I'll maybe climb if it seems appropriately dramatic.
Again?
Or else they get a god in his head.
Hello, I'm Tempus Twiceborn. What's your name?
I suppose if I'm gonna hold the bridge with you, it's Rhodes.
Pleased to meet you, Rhodes. Let's kill some undead. And I'm going to start maneuvering the cart to create as much of a blockade against the door as I can. About how wide is this bridge?
The bridge is a good 30 feet across.
Crap. Okay.
Whatever he does, Rhodes is helping.
Oh, also, you two, I have an idea that'll help you. I have a few tricks up my sleeve. They're kind of new. Just, if you see darkness, don't walk in it. I mean it.
Okay. Sounds good.
I mean it, Tempus. It's not the same stuff you've seen.
Yeah, sounds good.
I don't know what they're talking about, so I'm just going to take this warning as fact.
Good. And with that, she's going to, I guess, go talk to Yaereene to get an idea of what's going on. And let him know she was sent from the east side and is basically like an army officer who can help him out.
Okay. You find Yaereene on the island with City Hall. He's at the northernmost point of it, looking up at a stonework. It appears to be dam, but water is flowing through it to the northeast.
Councillor Yaereene, Horace, Danilin, and Gorold sent me on. I spoke with them and agreed to come to this side of the wall to work with you. What's the plan?
Well, that over there, and he points at the stonework, is being heated right now. So the water flowing into the river, well, unfortunately, it's going to kill all the fish, but it's also going to melt the ice so that the undead can't just walk across the ice into town. And I've got the goblins that were sent lined up along the river. So if any zombies do manage to make it out of the river into the town, they'll be cut down. And then I'm going to throw some of my own personal magics into the mix. So it's going to get a little bit crazy around here.
Counselor, I'm aware of some of your personal magics. I think we'll need all the help we can get.
Well, let's just say that my kind of help is probably the best kind of help against this sort of thing. But that fight's going to be in the river, well away from everyone else, so there's no confusion.
That works for me. Do you want me... There's some more clerics at the wall. Do you want them placed with goblins or focusing at the wall? We can spread them out a little.
Well, I was thinking about a choke point on the bridge, because some of the undead will try to get across there, I'm sure. I'm not sure how smart they are. The ones in the east have been pretty smart from what we've seen. They've been holding well back from the wall outside of range of the cleric spells. And actually, it's getting to be nightfall now. They've probably already pulled the guards off the walls.
Why do they have to do that?
Well, let's just say I hope that they don't bring one of those things to the west side, because we haven't quite figured out how to fight it yet.
It would help to know what those are, just in case there is.
Well, see, the problem is we don't really know much about it. I mean, people have gotten a quick glimpse of it, but it disappears as fast as it comes, and it always takes somebody with it. And so we've just started taking men down from the walls at night, and kind of like peeking through murder holes to keep an eye on the undead armies. But nobody wants to be up there, just in case they get snatched.
Oh, crap. All right. Well, I'll figure that out later, I guess. But, I guess make sure you can ask for help if your river plan doesn't quite work. I will keep an eye on the choke point.
Okay, thanks.
And she'll go rejoin the others. And I guess she'll go on the wall too, but she'll make sure like that a good secure rope is hung down so everyone can get up or down as needed. And if there's any other things we can do to make the choke point even better, she'll make like barrels, anything that they can scavenge. She'll get that.
Yep, there are some townsfolk who have been bringing some barricades and stuff out from the city hall, heavy desks and barrels and whatnot to create choke points on the bridge.
Is there a Fletcher that could help me make arrows?
The city is woefully low on ammunition.
Sticks, though? If I have the arrowheads, do they have enough straight sticks to make the arrows?
The sticks are the problem. They haven't been able to get out to the woods with any regularity because of all the zombies. There's nobody who wants to go out there and collect wood.
Okay. Hey, Ryan, these laborers that are helping to build the barricade, does it look like any of them recognize me perchance?
1 second. Yep, they sure do. Some of them are pointing and talking to each other animatedly about you, and some of them appear to be glowering at you as well. And so, like, there's obviously something going on here that you're not necessarily fully in on. But like some of them are making like punching motions, like they're remembering your fight for the mule, and others are crossing their arms and not looking impressed at all.
Yeah, the ones that look excited about the fight. Can I wave a few of them over or something?
They get into a bit of a fight with each other about, the grumpy ones are like, what the hell do you think you're doing, abandoning your post? But like, yeah, a couple of them come running over to see you.
Hey, so I understand right now that there's a lot of smack talk going on inside the city. Is that about right?
Yeah, there's some people saying some pretty not nice things about you, but we saw you at that fight at the mule place. It was awesome.
Yeah, so anyway, that's all set up for the next fight. Do you guys want front row seats?
Hells yeah, we do.
Great. Then I'm going to have to ask you to help me fight for the minds of the people of Nordgard. When some of you get off your shift, would you mind running down through the slums and letting everybody know that Tempus is fighting at the wall, defending the city?
Sure.
Great. Leave your names with my hype master, Katiara. He'll get you front row seats for the next fight.
You're the best. Thanks, man.
No, thank you, man. And I'll naked flex for them.
Nice.
Am I bearing witness to any of this?
About the same area, so yeah.
If Ysmyr's around, she's just like shaking her head, but this is stuff it's like, oh, let it go. Fine, sure.
Okay, I'm seeing this, am I not?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I play a flourish of that monster song I played for him at the wrestling match. Because I remember that arpeggio and the chorus, and I just strummed through it to try and give a little bit of the pimpage to those guys and get them totally invested.
Okay, give me a performance roll.
Meh.
Yeah, I mean they're already pretty pumped up, so I mean they're happy to hear you play again. But it's not like adding anything to their enthusiasm. They're already pretty enthused.
Fair.
Am I affected by this role at all?
That's up to you.
I will enjoy my blissful confusion then.
Alrighty. So those two guys go running back and continue building up barricades and stuff along the bridge.
Ysmyr is just kind of being the sergeant she is and making sure people are ready to go in good positions, checking on the people outside the gate, making sure they're okay, all that stuff.
So I'm going to take this opportunity to try and specifically be where Tempus is so I can ask a kind of offhanded, so what did you do here?
Like, here in the city here, or here on this plane of existence here?
Why don't you answer both for me if we have enough time?
So it all started when a human named Ernie Farstrider came to my tribe in the Wildlands. My mother decided that she liked him, and so she claimed him as her own. And he's just going to launch into his life story.
Rhodes is listening with mild confusion, some fascination, but mostly like a face that says, what the f***?
So basically, all of my siblings are bastards, except for Oxtet. She was a real sweetie. I'm pretty broken up about the fact that the undead ate her. Anyway, so after growing up, learning everything about conflict and fighting every day, physically and mentally, I basically grew up to be an incredible warrior. And then, later on in my life, it is very common for my tribe to undergo a ritual. And you see, and yeah, just basically carrying on with my life story.
Basically, if he's down there from behind, if you notice her, if she catches any of this, you're just going to see her laugh and be like, oh, you brought this on yourself, and continue on.
At this point, enough time has passed that the sun is beginning to set and the undead hordes are approaching the city. What kind of defensive positions are you guys going to take?
I am on the wall immediately above the bridge.
At this point, I have kind of garnered that Tempus is going to be a fairly, significant frontman, so I'm going to be standing at his heel.
I'm going to place myself, and whatever opening of whatever barricade there is. Have they basically created a choke point with rubble, or what?
Yeah, there's a bunch of wooden objects, heavy wooden objects that they've put on the bridge at various points. So there's multiple choke points along the way. In case one gets knocked over, you can fall back to another. That's what they've set up.
Okay, then I'm going to be standing out at the furthest choke point.
Which is exactly how far for bow shot, Ryan?
If you're on the wall, you're going to be a fair distance from the bridge, but it's probably, I'll say 300 feet from the wall to the bridge. And you are if the horde is on the west, you're on the wall, and then the bridge is 300 feet behind you where Tempus is.
All right, so everybody except Tempus is on the wall. Yes or no?
I am not on the wall. I am standing with Tempus.
So the bridge is inside of the wall?
Yes.
Okay, so I can shoot outside of the wall at the zombies first.
You sure can.
Sweet.
And you're saying that where Tempus and Rhodes are is 300 feet from the where I am on the wall?
Yes, they're a fair ways behind you.
Behind me or in front of me?
Behind you.
I think everyone's confused on their positions. Everyone, I think, thought the bridge was out farther and then the wall.
I'm going to ping the map. Where I'm pinging first will be where the wall is, and then the bridge that has the choke points is here.
So everyone, if we wanted to avoid the undead, we need to be at the town hall.
Yeah. The town hall is a heavily fortified structure with defensive placements for archers on the rooftops and stuff.
Okay, because I was very confused. I thought they were in front taking the brunt and we were in the back if they fell. Damn.
But Ysmyr's, if you want us somewhere else, you've got to tell us. If you want us here, we'll be here.
Well, I honestly thought that we were going to be standing in front of the charge. I didn't realize that we were inside the wall. So does the rest of the party want to fall back to the town hall and stand on the fortifications? Or do you guys, either way, I'm not going any further than the bridge into the city?
I think we're better at the town hall in the fortifications because it's all a choke point. If you look at it, they'd have to go on any of the bridges, and one direction they enter the city, the other direction they will meet goblin armies.
Have we heard anything about the douchebag Goldar?
Ysmyr has, and she hasn't told you.
All right. I'm looking around at the situation. I'm like, do we stand here and try and hold off and try and soak them up before they hit Tempus, or do we fall back and try and stand with them?
You are standing on a wall, hopefully at the stronghold, because I think we just all agreed that's where we should be.
Yeah, so I think we're all going to fall back to the stronghold, and Rhodes and I are going to stand on the bridge.
I will prepare a battle map for next time where we can have everybody placed nicely and have the undead hordes throw themselves at the city.